Thank you, guys. And a Fox News alert now, because it is a defining moment in the U.S. relationship with Israel and Iran, for that matter. Benjamin Netanyahu set to address a joint meeting of Congress, and the stakes could not be higher. Hanging in the balance, a possible nuclear deal with Iran, as the White House scrambles to downplay the rift with one of our closest allies. Good morning, everyone. A split broadcast this morning. I'm Bill Hemmer, live from Capitol Hill, where the speech will get underway about 2 hours from now. And Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. I'm Martha McCallum here in America's newsroom in New York City. Benjamin Netanyahu saying that it is his duty as prime minister of the one and only Jewish state to tell Americans in person that any deal with Tehran is a direct threat to Israel's survival, and that Israel is prepared to defend itself.
And he has come here to deliver that message. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen with me live here on Capitol Hill as well. And James, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
What must Netanyahu achieve today?
Well, top advisors to the prime minister make no secret of it. The Israelis are imploring the United States Congress to serve as a check and a balance on the powers of the president of the United States. Secretary of State John Kerry is in Montreux, Switzerland this morning for another day of talks with the Iranians and 5 other nations over Tehran's renegade nuclear program. White House National Security Advisor Susan Rice told AIPAC last night that members of Congress should reject Israel's argument that any nuclear deal with Iran must strip the regime of its entire uranium enrichment program. That's not realistic, Rice said, with Tehran possessing 20,000 centrifuges, and the Iranians, she added, cannot unlearn that technology. So today, look for Prime Minister Netanyahu to encourage Congress to pass veto-proof legislation ensuring that Congress gets a say on the final accord. The Prime Minister will argue that Iran's history shows it can evade just about any inspection regime. And worst of all, that Israel and its Sunni neighbors in the Persian Gulf cannot abide a deal that expires in just 10 or 15 years.
America is the strongest power in the world. Israel is strong, but it's much more vulnerable. American leaders worry about the security of their country. Israeli leaders worry about the survival of their country. You know,
now, Prime Minister Netanyahu is no rookie at this. This will, in fact, be his 3rd address to a joint meeting of Congress. Puts him in a very select group. I think Winston Churchill, the only other one, Bill.
And he will be given that bust today of Churchill prior to his speech. The opposition is intense. At least 50 members, Democratic members of the House and the Senate, will skip this speech today.
Right, probably unprecedented because for one thing, the Israelis have an election coming up, but this is a very controversial address. The Hill newspaper reporting 49 Democratic congressmen and 8 Democratic senators are skipping this address. Late yesterday, the State Department confirmed that Daniel Shapiro, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, won't be attending, nor will any member of the Obama administration.
The relationship between the United States and Israel should not be defined by one botched invitation to one prime minister to speak at one joint meeting of the Congress. We need to get beyond this. This is silly. It's as if you invited a guest you didn't like to a bad wedding.
I've seen many joint sessions. Never have I seen a foreign leader come in to directly rebut our president, who's in the middle of trying to negotiate a reduction of nuclear weapons with another country, along with the international group. Who has great experience at these things. It just seems unseemly.
Unseemly, a guest you didn't like invited to a bad wedding, Bill. Strong stuff. Much rides on this address. As we noted, the Prime Minister faces the voters in Israel about 2 weeks' time.
James, good to see you.
Likewise,
James Rosen
Bill.
here in Washington.